Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jess from Bahati Life. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you can't tell, and for those of you guys you will tell, we're in a totally new location. I moved to beautiful sunny Florida, and I'm very excited about this because I needed some fresh energy. New Orleans served the purpose that it was designed to serve. But when it was done and when I was ready to move on, Spirit and my angels and my guides opened the door and I just walked right through it. I like to flow with things. I like to honor my path and my purpose because I'm constantly evolving, as are you. And that's just a part of my growth, my spiritual journey and my life. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity, the experience, and the energy of what New Orleans brought, the changes, the transformation that New Orleans brought to me in my life at that time. But I'm so excited for the sunlight, for the fresh air, for the saltwater ocean, to be able to connect with you guys actually one-on-one, face-to-face, doing readings here in Florida if you're around, because the energy here is more conducive. I'll talk to you guys about that in another video, but for right now, let's talk about this week ahead, which starts on December 2nd. Now, first and foremost, I do have to say, again, I just moved, so the quality of this video is not the best because I'm filming on my phone and the internet is not set up yet, and I'm just kind of hanging out on the ground, but with you guys, which is actually interesting because this is my natural habitat. I normally pull cards while I'm sitting on the ground usually. So this is not abnormal for me, but you might not normally see me on the ground, and we'll see how this all works out, but I'm kind of comfortable. Anyways, so there's a few things that I'm feeling, that I'm sensing with this week, and it's there's a lot of major changes and transitions that are happening in our planets, cosmically around us, and every single one of us is going to feel it. I'm going to go into detail of the astrological details in tonight's Astro Live chat, which I'll link down below, but that's not, if you're watching and tuning in on Monday before 7 p.m. before 7 p.m., that video is not going to be up, because it's going to take me an hour to do it, and it's a live chat that's between me, you, and the entire tribe. So it's not going to be up probably until Tuesday. But I do want to say that, this is going to be more intuitive reading for this week ahead, for the messages that I see for this week. And although we have these major astrological changes that are happening, for example, the most major one that I can think of that stands out to me is Jupiter moving into the sign of Capricorn. Now, this is getting dragged in a lot of ways because so many people on the internet look at Capricorn because it's ruled by Saturn, and they get so upset because Saturn is quote unquote a heavier planet, and it really is. It does bring dense energy. It's about commitment, devotion, dedication, and hard work. I don't know why as a society sometimes we shudder at the idea of having to work hard for certain things. We have these two polarities where we feel like we have to work so hard, and the work that we do, it has to be painful, it has to beat us up, it has to break us down. And the other side of us gets afraid of hard work when it comes to, really, I don't want to say, well, I guess when it comes to astrology and spirit in the spiritual world, and reality is that Capricorn and Capricorn placements and Capricorn energy and Saturn energy is not a negative thing. It's not a bad thing. It's what you make of it. It's the same thing with Jupiter. Jupiter is not always about blessings and gifts and abundance in such a positive, exciting way. A lot of times Jupiter can bring trouble and problems, and it's all about how you understand the energy of the planets and how you take that understanding and work with it to make a problem or to create a solution. So what I like to do, for those of you guys that don't know, is to empower you to make informed decisions for your own life and to learn how to work with the energy of the planets and not have that work against you. And again, we're going to be talking about that in full detail because it's going to literally be an hour-long discussion for all the signs. If you're saying, well, Jess, I'm not a Capricorn, or Jess, I don't have Earth placements in my chart, it's not about that. It impacts all of us. It impacts the collective in a major way. And again, we're going to talk about that tonight. So even though Jupiter is moving into the sign of Capricorn, it's such a large, significant, major, momentous moment for all of us, and something that I've actually been looking forward to. I am actually feeling this week that it's almost like we need to focus on the here, the now, the present, and it's almost like tasks, like small tasks and day-to-day activities, day-to-day elements. For me personally, in my personal life, I'm getting back into the swing of things, of doing my normal work, of unpacking boxes, the remaining things that are around my apartment, doing laundry, doing like random, like watering plants, taking care of my pets, going for a walk, just getting in my day-to-day routine. And I'm seeing for a lot of you guys, that's a lot of what this energy is bringing for us this week. Now, you're gonna be mind blown, because you're like, if we're having such major moments, like this major transit, why is there so much focus on the mundane and these, original basic things? Because that's actually a lot of the beauty of what Capricorn brings, and a lot of what Earth energy brings, is focusing on the here, the now, the present, grounding yourself through simple day-to-day tasks. And it's that small commitment to those smaller tasks that really help to build up long-term success, prosperity, health, like vibrant health, versus things being crazy and changing all the time, left and right. So there is one thing that I want to talk to you guys about that is coming up to me within the cards that I'm seeing. I'm seeing the Two of Cups, which has been showing up a lot. I don't know if this is just for me, or if you guys have been seeing this, let me know down in the comments. But the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords, for those of you guys that are part of my Sacred Circle Tarot School, you guys know that the King of Swords haunts me. That energy haunts me, but it's not a bad thing. I've learned a lot from King of Swords type of energy. So, and the Nine of Swords is here, and the Two of Cups. The one thing that I'm seeing with this is the element with these two of masculine energy. And I'm also getting this idea that, there's different sides of what these cards can bring, and the energy that these cards can bring, especially with the King of Swords. But what I'm getting is very masculine. It's all about knowing what you know and making moves depending on what you understand within your brain. It's very masculine. It's very dominant. It's very goal oriented, in the form of, this is logic, this is what I know to make sense, but the thing, and this is my information, this is what I've gathered. But the thing is that so many of you guys, you have to get really accustomed and learning how to flow with things, instead of having a practical, reasonable explanation, because you are 50% human being and 50% spiritual being. So the human mind of ours that we have, sometimes it's, it says, well, I'm in survival mode. I was definitely getting some energy of root chakra. I don't see that in the cards, but I'm actually, I've been sensing that a lot. Eight of Wands is here at the root, Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. It was like this root chakra, I don't want to say survival mode, but method of thinking about things and doing things, and how you think things how they can be achieved, how it can happen, when in reality there's an infinite source, an infinite potential of how things can manifest and how things can happen in your human brain. It's very intelligent, but sometimes you have to really allow yourself to chill, to relax, and allow the universe to look out for you. It's not always about you having the answers to the solution, and you just kind of like plowing through and bulldozing your own way. And I think that's, again, it's a survival mode of what you've learned and how you've learned to do things based upon societal training, maybe how you were raised, or how you've gained success for yourself. But when I'm seeing the Two of Cups, yes, this is about partnership and linking up with other people, people that you love and care about, and that you want to be tender towards and intimate with, and spend moments with, and enjoy the time that you have. But it's more than just that. I'm actually seeing a connection between you, your physical and your mental self here in human form, and also your spiritual self. There's a really strong connection that I'm seeing that is reminding us that we need to flow with things. You are being called, you're being guided, and being connected to a higher source, especially with Jupiter moving into the sign of Capricorn, especially with Neptune moving through the sign of Pisces. So many of you guys are getting awakened. So many of you guys are having, and Mercury moving through Scorpio. There's so many emotions and intuition and things that are being triggered that you feel intuitively. I even feel it now in the crown chakra, that is coming down, inspiring you. And how you need to work with this is not by logically calculating it, but just going into the day-to-day and making that inspiration, that hit, that intuitive knowledge a part of your day-to-day practice. You know what I mean? So it's not about you understanding and taking these intuitive messages and dissecting them and tearing them apart. It's about you taking those intuitive messages and making them a part of your day-to-day practice. And that's something as simple as following your sensitivities when it comes to what you're eating, how something makes your energy feel, how your energy changes when your environment changes. That's something that I've even been feeling, how different I am and how different my energy feels, how more outspoken and how more I'm ready to, meet people and, do readings in public because I'm in Florida versus when I was in New Orleans. The energy is totally different. So, and, Spirit is co-signing with what my hunches and my intuitive feelings. So I'm going to honor it. I'm going to respect it. So things really changed, and I want you guys to go more. I want you really to connect with the Two of Cups, which is water. It's about emotion and intuition, both of those things pouring into each other equally. It's not about your logic. It's not all about what makes sense to you. It's about allowing that energy to flow. It's very feminine. It's not masculine. We don't want to force it. We don't want to fight it. We want to stay open, especially right now when so many things are going on in the planets right now, shifting, just like the clouds are currently moving with the wind. You want to allow yourself to move with the wind and allow yourself to download and channel these things. Anything that is that you channel, it's like you're creating a practical list of, what your day-to-day is going to look like, what your diet, your lifestyle, your habits, maybe it's a workout routine, going bike riding, going kayaking. There's things that you are going to be called to do. Or maybe ways that you're going to, tend to your partners, or crystals that you're going to have in your space, plants that you need to have in your energy field, things that you need to write down. I'm really seeing you guys taking these intuitive hints, these intuitive hits and messages that you're channeling and not logically removing them or dissecting them, but implementing them into a really routine habit, a lifestyle that is going to ultimately become the recipe to your success. Franklin, baby. So sometimes it's not always about these major leaps. It's about, and that's the thing about Capricorn. Capricorn energy understands this 1000%, especially with Venus moving through the sign of Capricorn. But it's not always about, taking these huge leaps. It's about this small checklist, this day-to-day. This is what we're doing in order to ensure success. And we want to make sure that it's quality. We don't want to add a whole bunch of bullshit onto our list. We want to make sure that everything is serving. I don't know why, but you guys are like, okay, move on, Jess, we get it. Okay, I get it. Okay, so moving forward, I want to talk to you about the root chakra, where I'm seeing the root is coming from. And I'm like the root chakra, what we're grounding ourselves into and what Spirit sees for us. It's so interesting because I'm getting a whiff of like mint, lemongrass, eucalyptus, and I don't know what this other one would be, but I think it's like almost like star anise, but it's something that makes it in such a random, herb to pull out. But that's what I'm getting. It's very like, or not even, no, it's not cinnamon. It's something that snaps you. It's something that snaps, clears the mind, clears the sinuses, clears the head, clears the confusion, the chaos. And basically what I'm seeing is 7 of Cups, 8 of Wands, 9 of Cups. And the reason why I feel like I'm sensing this, and this is what is intuitively coming to me, is because there needs to be a purification process. There needs to be a cleansing. Lemongrass, mint, especially lemongrass, lemon, mint, eucalyptus, they will clear, purge, cleanse, and help you to concentrate, help you, for those of you guys that are interested in plant medicine, which I like to work with a lot, that's something that's coming through. Don't be surprised if during the Capricorn moon that I end up working with those herbs, because that's what's been coming through a lot. But when I'm creating the intention oils, which will come back, I'll be working, by the time that moon comes, I will have that ready for all of us. But I'm just seeing that a lot with the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. This is a lot of mental activity. It's like, I want to say fairies, but it's not fairies. It could be like little trolls, little gremlins, little plaguing thoughts that run around and race in your brain, or energy around you that has nothing to do with internally, but you're experiencing it, that creates chaos. It mentally creates confusion. It creates a lot of thoughts, a lot of activity. And lemongrass, lemon, mint, eucalyptus are things that I'm sensing that it's going to help you to connect with your root chakra. Even though those plants are not connected to the root chakra, they're going to help you to ground you and to pull you out of that headspace, pull you out of the confusion around you, and help you to purge, cleanse, remove, detox in a sense, okay? So that's what I'm getting. Just being still and centered, not allowing the noise. The one thing that I did say in my post this morning was it was like the internet lately sounds like rocks in a laundry machine. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before. I haven't, but I can only imagine that's the metaphor that is coming through. It's like so rumbly, it's so loud, it's so obtrusive and abrasive. And it's like I'm seeing with the Nine of Cups, you guys need to disconnect from the noise of that, the chaos of that. Maybe it's the internet, maybe it's your family, maybe it's the activity of what's going on at this time of the year. But you really need to disconnect from that, those messages, those information, that expectations, doing the things that it is that you love. That's another thing, is that you're going to feel so called to do these things that you love for your family, but sometimes you're like, well, can I do it? Is it realistic? I have so many other things on my plate. How can I get it all done? And again, it's all about flowing with it and allowing yourself to not get caught up in the mess, not getting caught up in the madness. There is something that just came through to me intuitively. I just downloaded it just now as I was talking. Your ability to be loved does not equate to your people needing you. Do you know what I mean? Now, let me break that down really quickly, because this could be a whole nother video, but I think someone needs to hear it. Some of you guys are getting so caught up in this mindset of, in order for me to be loved and valued, people need to need me. So I need to constantly make myself available so that they have access to me, so they need me. And the reality is that love is unconditional. It should not come with conditions. It doesn't mean that you have to always be there or always be providing for someone or being of service. It's just, you should just be loved just for being who you are without having to do. And I feel like, again, it's like this mindset here, this King of Swords, Knight of Swords, where you're almost attacking a thing, or something feels like it's attacking you and you don't even realize it because you're so in your brain that this is the way that it is. No. It's not. Two of Cups is not only about partnership, it's about union with, different forces. Those separate things coming together with mutual, I receive you. And it's very feminine. It's not about forcing it. It's about finding your partner, finding your match, and aligning with the right energy. Not because you had to do anything, but because you were full as is. So some of you guys need to feel that. It's like that mindset is really getting you to where this woman is feeling like she's in her head, all of this activity around her, all these things that she has to do. It's like, focus on, again, back to like what I was saying, which actually makes sense now, the routine, the chores, the regimen, the habits, the lifestyle that is taking care of your day-to-day, and you not getting caught up and derailed, and even having healthy boundaries so that you can take care of yourself, so that you can check some things off of your list and really become nurtured. You know what I mean? Really take care of yourself. So I'm really seeing that. Moving forward into the future, I see the Seven of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. For those of you guys that are wondering, these cards are the zombie apocalypse, right? There's a strong connection here, and I have this card right next to it. They choose you, and then I also have the Goddess Tarot, which is about boundaries. And I find that so interesting because that's something that I said earlier. It's about having healthy boundaries, and boundaries are put into place to help people to, to approach you in a way that is comfortable for you, and for you to approach them in a way that's comfortable for them, so that you guys can better connect, so that you can better love. It's also not just people, it's things, things that you put on your plate, opportunities, tasks, things that you things that you need to delegate. That was a word that just came through. Things that you need to delegate, things that you need to tell other people, you know what, you should do this because I'm working on this. So it's having healthy boundaries. The Ace of Swords knows all about that. It's about truth that's spoken clearly, no confusion. This is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I can do, this is what I don't want to do. And with the Seven of Pentacles, oh my God, everything is making so much sense. With the Seven of Pentacles, it really is about review, and the Ten of Pentacles is about literally, even though Ten of Pentacles has a lot of wealth, you can't get to the Ten of Pentacles energy if you're doing everything. Because it's like some things, if you're Ten of Pentacles vibe, there's some things that you need to hire other people. You need to delegate. You need to tell them that that's their responsibility so that you can, work on what you need to do. And the Seven of Pentacles is about seeing it clearly, and then creating healthy boundaries. Meanwhile, it's so funny because there's this interesting perspective of, bringing in joy, because I'm really wanting you guys to see, like, because I'm looking at these cards, it's not all about work and beating yourself up and whittling yourself down, shaving yourself down because of all of these things that need you, that are pulling on you, that you want to do, expectations that you have for yourself, and expectations others have for you. So it's like having a healthy boundary and a system and a routine in place. All of this is connecting right now as I'm saying this. I hope, let me know down in the comments if this is resonating and hitting hard, because it's all the pieces are falling together as I'm looking at this. But it's all about, you actually being able to enjoy the process, and you having a healthy balance between work and play, between grinding and relaxing. The universe really wants you to receive the benefit and the fruit of your labor, especially with Jupiter moving into the sign of Capricorn. And you cannot get to that if your hands are already filled. And we're going to talk about Jupiter moving into the sign of Capricorn in my live video. But you can't do that if you're bombarded, if you're swollen and like filled up with things that are distracting you and taking, your creativity, taking your time, your energy, your effort. You can't do that. So with the Ace of Swords here and the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles reverse, it's all about knowing where you need to be and not taking on any more than that. Meanwhile, I'm seeing here at the very top of this, oh my God, you guys, Chariot, the Star, the Fool card. So this is intention meets with will, what you want, being inspired, and then taking that first step, that leap of faith. This is about golden opportunities coming in. They're flowing in. This isn't something that you had to fight and to pull in. It's something that the waves, the ocean brought in. It's so magical, even as I'm saying that, because I live by the ocean now, by the water. So these opportunities, they just kind of flow in. It's a constant reminder of the ebbs and the flows and the magic and the mystery and the depths of the abundance of this universe that will just come to your shores. But you can't do that if you're dry, if you're barren, if you're rejecting it, if you're trying to redirect how the ocean and the river flows. No, it's about your intention, your mind matched with your will, your effort, the work that is that you're doing. So many of you guys are receiving downloaded messages from the divine, from spirit. And the way to work with it, the same thing I said in the very beginning of this video, is to not dissect it and to pull it apart and to, shoot at it with guns and be like, okay, you go here, you go there, you go there. Meaning like you directing the energy in that way and destroying it. It's about, taking it into, the lessons from it, evolving, transforming, and making it work for you, not against you, just like how you would work with the planets, okay? That's the leap of faith. That's the fresh beginning. That's the new start. And it's coincidental. Is it though? Is it? With Jupiter moving through the sign of Sagittarius. It's about opening your heart. It's about financial abundance, financial receiving, security. It's about you evolved from those toxic root chakra mentalities of I'm not worthy, I am not, this is not something that can happen, I'm not safe here, I won't be provided for. All of those things are kicked out because Two of Cups, your spiritual self, is aligning perfectly with the abundance of the universe, with your human side, with your ability to manifest. All right, we want to, kind of deaden this King of Swords, Knight of Swords type of energy. All right. The other thing that I'm seeing is, like I was saying, we have nine of Pentacles and the Temperance card. Come on. This is the center of the energy of this week. This is about literally temperance is taking two separate things that are polar opposites, that are black and white, light and shadow, and making them work together, not by forcing it, but trying it out and making a routine of it, making it practical in order for you to receive abundance so that you can live on your own, so that you can be independent, not codependent, so that you can stand on your own 2 feet, so that you can thrive, so that you are giving because you want to, you're receiving because you're blessed, because it's time. That's what it is that I'm seeing. It's not about forcing it. That is the medicine. That is what is going to heal you. And again, it's all about this day to day. There's so much earth energy here, even with the Nine of Pentacles. It's about what makes my life now, what makes my life so magical and so blessed is not these major moments, because the major moments that happened in 2017, 2018 were amazing, but they required a lot of me. But what makes my life so abundant right now is my ability to flow and the magic in my day-to-day routine, and how much I call the shots, how much I can see my magic working for me in the small everyday, the quality of those moments of every day. That's really what is increased my quality of life. And that's what it is that I'm seeing with us, and that I'm seeing you guys being able to receive as well. And what you're setting intention for is how all of it comes together cohesively. Sometimes when we get these intuitive, this last thing I said, because I know this video is so long and I'm talking really fast, but it's because it's been so long since I talked to you guys. I'm so excited. But sometimes when we get these intuitive messages, we're like, oh my God, what do I do with this? This is such a great, amazing plan that the divine has for my life, that I received this message, this vision that I received. What am I going to do with this? And it seems so overwhelming. And you just feel like it's going to be this huge step. But the reality is that step is really about, again, matching that intention with your day-to-day, and it's inspired action. It's, a miracle. It's healing. It's, again, the quality of your life and your day-to-day changing by even these small things. That's what makes the biggest difference. And, I don't know, I could really go off on this, but again, I'm even as I'm saying this, I'm reminded of how, the smallest things that are part of my day, like a bowl of fruit, my favorite yogurt, good coffee, sitting on my balcony, spending time with my mom, my family, going to the ocean, taking a break, working out in the middle of the day, going for a swim, sitting in a steam room, getting a massage, going for a walk, calling my friends, having food that is quality, that is nourishing my body. All of those things seem so small that we forget to set intention for, but it's all of those small moments that make my day so magical. And a lot of people don't get to experience that because they're stuck in a cubicle, or they're stuck doing something that they don't like, or whatever. And not to say that if you're working in a cubicle that you can't have those same things, because we all have different life paths. But I just remember feeling how I felt when I was working for the nonprofit organization, where I was just like, I just don't like this. It doesn't feel good. But it's those small changes in my life that make the biggest impact and take my quality of life to the next level. And that's what I'm thinking that you guys need to see, is that's actually what you're aligning with, is that it always seems small until it becomes your lifestyle, until it becomes your habit, until it becomes your mindset. It seems so small and insignificant, but without it, you would be surprised how much it can really change. It's not about forcing it. It's not about trying to fight and push it. It's about flowing and connecting with it and aligning with it. I feel like I have to apologize for how aggressively I just said all of that, but it's just been so long since I feel like I've talked to you guys, since I've uploaded a video. I'm excited. There's so many changes that are going on. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hype. I'm happy to be here. I'm really grateful. I could just go on and on, but if you have any questions for me, you guys know